What is good, YouTube? Today I got a fire fish and chip recipe that you guys are gonna love. We talk about golden brown fried perfection, super crispy and packed with flavor. It doesn't get any better than that. I'm talking about juicy, flavorful, extra crispy. This is the perfect way to make fish and chips. To start things off, here's all the ingredients you're gonna need in the course of this video to make this recipe. I included the measurements down below, so feel free to pause and take the time to look over the ingredients if you want a more precise recipe. Now, first things first, we're gonna work on our fries, or in this case, our chips first. The reason being is they take the longest to cook, and I wanna ensure we get the maximum crispiness. You hear me? Crispiness. And the way we're gonna do this is by cooking our potatoes not once, not twice, but 3 times. And I know that may sound crazy, but trust me and trust the process. I got you. I've never steered you into the wrong direction.
Okay.
Now, all I'm doing now is creating some flat surfaces around my potatoes. This is just to make my potato more manageable when it's time to cut them into fries. Trust me, you don't want your potatoes to be moving around while you're trying to make your fries, so I highly recommend doing this step. And now that our potatoes are cut and peeled, we're gonna formulate our fries, and we're going for some pretty juicy fries here. So we're gonna cut our potato into 3s lengthwise, and for the smaller pieces, we're gonna cut in half, and for the bigger ones, we're gonna cut into 3s again. Now, very important when it comes to cutting out your fries. You wanna try to cut your fries as evenly as possible. You don't want some that's small and skinny and some that are extra juicy. You feel me? You want them to be the same size so they cook evenly. And for this recipe, we're aiming for some thick cut fries. So please take your time to try to get your fries as even as possible, because just this simple step could make the whole difference of a great fry and a mediocre fry. So before we even boil these fries, I like to soak them in cold water with a little bit of vinegar. The water helps pull out some of the excess starch, and that's just gonna keep our fries from turning gummy or sticking together later. And that little splash of vinegar is actually gonna strengthen the potato structure so it doesn't fall apart when we start parboiling them. Basically, this is just a secret move for your fries to stay crispy on the outside and soft in the middle, just how that perfect fries should be. Now we're gonna let our fries soak in this vinegar water for about 30 minutes. This is crucial, I'm telling you. If you want them nice crispy fries or chips, do this step. We're gonna let them sit for 30 minutes in the fridge, and while these are doing their thing, we'll work on our fish. I added all of my seasonings into this ramekin right here just so it makes it easier when I'm seasoning my fish. I can evenly coat it and all these flavors and spices. You wanna be sure to get every little bit of the fish seasoned. We're big on flavor here, you know. Gotta make sure the flavor is there. Now for the batter, I'm using all the ingredients from earlier in the video, but no worries, here's a list again so you can follow along. I'm using club soda today instead of beer, and it's gonna give the same effect. The bubbles keep the batter light and airy, give you that crispy shell without feeling too heavy. And I also added a secret little ingredient into my batter, which was just a little tablespoon of honey. And I promise you, it's not gonna make your batter sweet. It's just gonna help the batter brown up beautifully, and it adds a subtle depth that makes your fish taste next level. You want the consistency of this batter to be nice and smooth. You don't want it too thick. You want it light enough to where it's just clinging onto your fish. Now we're looking good. We got our fish seasoned up, our batter made. Now we can finally get started on our fries. In the pot, we're gonna add our fries, also with some cold water and a generous pinch of salt, and another splash of vinegar. This is gonna make sure that we could get our fries super crispy. So continue to trust me and the process, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed in the end. So now that we got our fries going, we're just gonna let this simmer for about 8 to 12 minutes. We don't want our fries to get too soft and mushy. It's not gonna give us the texture that we want. So right when it becomes tender, to take it out, and we're just gonna put them on the wire rack and just let them steam dry before we move on to our next step. Now you guys know we can't skip the tartar sauce. I'm talking creamy, tangy, and bringing the perfect balance to the fish. This is the part that's gonna tie the whole plate together. I dropped all the ingredients on the screen that I'm using in this tartar sauce so you could follow along. But listen, I'm telling you, the tartar sauce is the move for fish and chips. The zestiness and tang that you get from the tartar sauce paired up with that crispy fried golden fish, I'm telling you, it's magic. It's magic. Now that we got all of our ingredients added, now we're just gonna mix it well to get everything fully incorporated and make sure all of our flavor is there. Once that's done, you can set the tartar sauce to the side. I like to let mine chill in the fridge for about 30 minutes. And while that's doing this thing, we can get started on our fries. Now that the fries have cooled down from that parboil, we're going in with our first fry, around 325 degrees Fahrenheit. This stage is all about cooking the inside and building structure. We're not chasing color yet, just setting ourselves up for that crispy golden finish on that second fry. Once they've had their first fry, I'm taking them out and letting them cool on the wire rack. This step helps the steam escape so that they stay light and don't turn soggy. That's the secret to getting that perfect crunch on that second fry. Now while our fries cool down on the wire rack, we're gonna set them to the side while we work on our fish. And before we dunk our fish in our wet batter, I'm giving it a light coating of flour. This little layer just helps the batter stick perfectly and creates the extra crispy crust once it hits the oil. Now it's time to fry the fish. Carefully lower the fish into 350 degree oil. That temperature is key, hot enough to get it golden, crispy crust, but not so hot that the batter burns before the fish even cooks through. This is where that perfect crunch meets tender, flaky fish. Now it's time for the final fry. Crank the oil up to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. This is where the magic happens. The outside gets golden, super crispy crunch, while the inside stays perfectly fluffy, and just watch them transform. All right, time to bring it all together. Crispy golden fries, perfectly fried fish. Got some of that tartar sauce we made. Now, let's taste this fish. Dip it in that tartar sauce. Thank you guys for tuning into the video. This is by far probably the best fish and chips I've ever eaten. But if you do try these out, please leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.